Hey guys, Dave Doku here. In today's video, I'm going to talk about Kamen Zio episode 20, so let's get started. So this episode starts off when Mondo transforms and prepares to fight Gates. So while fighting Gates, he actually holds his own but gets really overpowered by Gates. So Sogo calls upon Woz to tell him to get Mondo out of here, so he manages to get both Mondo and Sogo along with himself out. So at Sogo's house they regroup, and there we see that Gates has doubts about getting Kamen Quiz's power because if he does, Quiz will forget his reason to coming here, and that is to know that if his father really loved his mother. Next, we see Monster Quiz kind of, well, attacking a classroom with their teacher, and his teacher kind of taking his intellect. So after this, we can actually get to see that both Sogo and Quiz kind of go after him. So before they could even get there, they're intercepted by Gates, who transforms and starts a fight against them. Instead of attacking Quiz like he should be, he's attacking Sogo. So during the fight with Sogo, he really overpowers Sogo using the build watch, which kind of beats Sogo. Next, we see Gates actually has a plan. Next, we see Gates going to Woz to ask him to write something on his book. That Kamen Quiz and another Quiz run into each other at the abandoned. So you see inside of the abandoned house that both Monster Quiz and Quiz are fighting, and then Gates actually tries to intercept them. Horror appears and tries to stop time, but is unable to due to the fact that Gates actually asks Woz or White Woz to write something on his book, along the lines that Horror tries to stop Gates but is unable to. So when Gates transforms, he actually pushes Mondo aside and starts to fight Monster Quiz. So he goes on to state that his mission here is to change the future, and he doesn't have any intention or any reason to stop him. So next we see Woz or White Woz kind of appear and say that his mission here is to defeat Zio, and to that end he must evolve to Gates Revive, which leads Sogo to appear and say that you're not getting in Gates' way and transforms. So this leads into a really cool kind of standoff transformation between Woz and Sogo. So when they actually transform, the symbols in the middle kind of clash and form their armors. This actually leads to Sogo donning the W armor, which is the first ever appearance of it outside the Heisei Generations Forever movie. So after transforming, we actually get to see two USB sticks appear and the two USB sticks kind of transform and start attacking Woz. So the two of them transform into the basic armor of the W armor, which is really cool. This leads to both Gates and Quiz kind of attacking Monster Quiz, and essentially they're having the bigger upper hand here. With Quiz attacking him, they're essentially doing more damage than without Quiz. So this kind of leads Mondo kind of to ask the question that, will the fruits of your research will earn some respect someday? And the answer is false, which shocks, well, kind of electrocutes Monster Quiz. And this leads to both Gates and Quiz to do a double rider kick on him, which beats Monster Quiz. And next, we see a really cool kind of emotional line between both Quiz and Monster Quiz. Quiz kind of asking that someday your research will lead to him kind of being distant from his family, and one day he will actually die young. If there was anyone you could have loved, who would it be? And the Monster Quiz's reaction or his answer is his mother, which is awesome that Quiz actually got his answer. Next, we see Woz appear and attack Gates surprisingly, and holds or kind of restrains Quiz, and holds up a Rider Watch to Quiz and kind of takes his power, in the Quiz Rider Watch. And it doesn't leave his memories or kind of erase his memories, just the power he's taken. So next we see Woz transform with the Quiz Rider Watch, and it's really cool. So it's actually a really kind of meh transformation for me, and I think I kind of preferred Shinobi. So this is really cool. So he kind of does the same kind of shtick as Quiz does with his questioning. Question was that his research will earn him some praise someday, and the answer is false. Instead of a normal shock to the body like what Quiz does when his enemies get the question wrong, a little thunderstorm appears and thunderstrikes Monster Quiz, which is insane that this is the souped up version of the normal shock to the body that Quiz has. So this kind of leads to Woz's finisher, and the finisher is really cool. So Monster Quiz was wrong, and he also gets a new weapon for this called the Kano Sickle. So the weapon is kind of entwined to a finishing move. So the finishing move for the time break, it summons a lot of question marks around him, starts floating around him, and they're the same ones that Quiz normally uses. So the finishing attack is that a bunch of them just stack on top of each other on top of Monster Quiz, and that's essentially the finishing move. After beating Monster Quiz, after the fight, Wolves actually tries to give both of the rider watches he just obtained, being the Shinobi and Quiz rider watches, to Gates. When Gates puts them both close together, they both start to react with one another and kind of show Gates a memory, and it's Gates Revive, and it shows a silhouette with a bunch of fire around him. So this is the first ever appearance of Gates Revive's suit inside the show. Next, we can also get to see that Wolves or like Gates tries to give it to Quiz, but he kind of denies it. Next, we see both Tsukuyomi and Sogo meet back at Sogo's uncle's house, and this kind of segments into a scene with Woes giving Sogo's uncle kind of a new item, and it's another rider watch, and he asks Sogo's uncle to fix it, and it's the second rider watch or the third power up that Zio's gonna get in the series called Zio Rider Watch 2. So I think that wraps up the video there. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next one.